despite some of the downsides, there are actually a lot of benefits to hosting camp online. And I am confident that future debate camps, once we either have therapeutic measures for COVID or a vaccine in place, are going to incorporate some of these collaborative online learning tools even into face-to-face debate camps, because there's some things that you can do online that are just better than you can do in a face-to-face environment. And that includes the ability to record ourselves and review those recordings, the capacity to more easily engage in real-time file collaboration, the ability to go back and review materials, the ability to work at your own pace, the ability to design a curriculum that allows a lot more student choice, where you can kind of decide what it is that you want to work on, as opposed to being tied to what your lab, the other 12 or 15 folks in your lab are working on. The ability to incorporate more volunteers as lecturers and judges, because we don't really face the same types of geographic constraints, or even in some cases the time constraints you have in a face-to-face camp. And finally, the ability to get experience with online debate competition, because I think that is going to be increasingly important in the fall. This is a moment where, we can both combine, whatever, activists or impulses that you have, in your own lives, along with, kind of your academic work, and have those two things inform each other. And that's something that I'm really excited about.
There is going to be a big change in policing and how we decide who is fit to be a cop and all of that. So yeah,
I'm just really happy to see people standing up, protesting, fighting for their rights, just across the country and across the world. It's been really heartening to see that people actually caring about a subject that is affecting so many people.
I think it's great that everyone's joining together and doing this stuff, but I'm kind of sad to see that it's so situational, that it wasn't change wasn't being affected until something bad happened. And so it's great to see, but also since it's only situational, I feel it's kind of reflective of a kind of suppressed problem.
It's interesting how many times has that happened before, but it hasn't been on video, so people don't even know about it happening. But hopefully now that people realize it, it becomes a bigger thing and we can solve something.
I've been sort of examining my place as a white person and what needs to happen next, and it's also been very interesting interacting with and discussing this with a lot of the other white people that sort of surround me in my life. And for a lot of them, this is a very new thing, and for many, even when we're aware, sort of coming to grips with what it means not just to be against it but to be anti-racist has also been a big part of that over the past week and change.
We're going to talk about reforming the police. That's something we talked about in my group. Lots of different ways to do that. I think it was Benji talked about a lot of problems in forensic science, either with eyewitness testimony or then other examples of DNA evidence, the electronic collection of evidence, predictive policing. It's the idea that police are using big data models that are derived from social media and other sources to decide where to send police officers, which in some ways makes it seem like you're assuming people are going to be criminals because of what they post on Facebook or Instagram. That's kind of scary. Folks are going to talk about that. They're going to talk about drug legalization or different ways of addressing drug use that are not focused on incarceration. So I think those are going to be a lot of the big affirmative areas.